Good morning, students. Welcome back to the class Improvement in Food Resources. What do you mean by fertilizers and what are the uses of fertilizers? Are fertilizers are having only important value? Do they not have any kind of bad effects? We shall learn now. Fertilizers are commonly produced plants nutrients. Fertilizers supply proper amount of nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. They are used to ensure good vegetative growth for the development of leaves, branches and even flowers, giving rise to healthy plants. Fertilizers are a factor in the higher yields of high cost farming. Fertilizers play a very important role because in a compost farming what happens, we cannot able to determine what exact nutrients which we are giving, but in the fertilizers what happens, we can determine what proper amount of fertilizers or nutrients are giving for the plants. That is one advantage. And these kind of fertilizers are fast absorbed by the plants, and thus what happen, they will be helpful for the growth in a very fast manner. Fertilizer should be applied carefully in terms of proper dose, time and observing pre and post application precautions for their complete utilization, because if it is not supplied or applied at a proper time or a right place, means thereby what happen, it may not be easily absorbed by any kind of a plants. For example, sometimes fertilizers get washed away due to excessive irrigation and not fully absorbed by the plants. This excess fertilizer lead to the water pollution. Not only to the water pollution, if excess of fertilizers are used on plants, means thereby what happen, the cells of the plants will start to get irritated and the plants will die because of a drying off, and even the nutrients which are present in the soil also will be spoiled, because these chemical fertilizers mainly affect on which one, the number of nutrients and even all microorganisms which are present in the soil. That is why they are telling the right use of fertilizers has to be seen. Otherwise, what are the uses of fertilizers we are going to see. At the similar way, even the disadvantages of fertilizers also have to be seen on us and even on the soil. Organic farming is a farming system with minimal or no use of chemical as fertilizers, herbicides, pesticides, etc., with the maximum input of organic manure, recycled farm waste, use of bioagents such as culture of blue-green algae in preparation of biofertilizers, neem leaves or turmeric specifically in grain storage as biopesticides with healthy cropping system. So these organic system or organic farming, what happen, will not be able to harm any kind of a plants. The more number of these organic compost which you are going to put it for the plants, so no damages for the plants and even for the soil. And thus so what happen, there will be no irritation for the plants, and even at any time you can use this one, because chemical fertilizers if you are applying on a very sunny time, thereby what happen, there may be a chemical reaction may be taking place, but these type of a humus and all will have no bad effects. But the only thing, we will not come to know what kind of or what amount of fertilizers are utilized by the plants. These crop systems are beneficial in insect pest and weed control besides providing nutrients. So next thing we have to go on for which one, that is irrigation. Most agriculture in India is rain fed. That is the success of crops in most areas is dependent on timely monsoons and sufficient rainfall spread through most of the growing season. Hence, poor monsoons cause crop failure, ensuring that the crops get water at the right stages during their crop season and can increase the expected yield of any crop. So thereby what happen, whatever may be the crops which they have to grow in India, what happen, irrigation plays a very important role, because a proper amount of rainfall which we are going to get, and hence therefore what happens, we can see a proper amount of foods which we are going to get. But if the monsoons are going to cause, or if they are not going to have a proper rainfall, means thereby what happened there, we can see a failure in the crops, and we cannot expect the proper amount of food crops which we are going to have. Therefore many measures which we have to see, because nowadays you can see that is the monsoon changes or the climatic changes. Since climatic changes are taking place, the rainfall what happen, even it will be affected. So since it has been affected, a proper amount of rain cannot be seen. You might have seen in the TVs and all what happened. In some places what happened, no rainfall at all, and in some places thereby what happened, a heavy rainfall will be taking place. As these are taking place, no rainfall at all, means what happened, plants will start to dry. So to get rid because of those situation, what happen, we are going to have irrigation. Therefore many measures are used to bring more and more agricultural land under irrigation. So the methods of irrigation we are having, the first one we are having wells. There are two types of wells, namely dug wells and tube wells. In dug well, water is collected from the water bearing strata. The tube wells can tap water from the deeper strata. From these wells, water is lifted by pumps for the irrigation. And the next thing common, we all know, canals. This is usually an elaborate and extensive irrigation system. In this system, canals receive water from one or more reservoirs or from rivers. The main canal is divided into branch canal having further distributaries to irrigate fields. So canals play a very important role, and even the wells also, what happened in the earlier days, many of the farmers were having wells. So from the wells what happened, you can see water was utilized. But nowadays because of no underground water, less amount of water or less number of wells are seen today. India is a wide variety of water resources and a highly varied climates. Under such conditions, several different kinds of irrigation are adapted to supply water to agricultural land depending on the kinds of water resources. These includes, we have seen, that is wells, canals, and even rivers and tanks also plays a very important role. So next one, river lift system. In areas where canal flows is insufficient or irregular due to inadequate reservoir increase or release of water, the lift system is more rational. Water is directly drawn from the river for the supplementary irrigation in areas close to the rivers. So hereby you can see, that is in the picture, thereby you can see how they are using wheels, and thereby there will be certain buckets like structures. So thereby they are going to fill the water and it will be distributed to the land, that is field lands. And another one, tanks. So you can see it is nothing but nowadays it has become a very common. These are small storage reservoirs which intercept and store the runoff of smaller catchment areas. So it is also very much used nowadays, because to store small amount of water for the plants, what happen, it is very much in useful. So fresh initiatives for increasing the water availabilities for the agriculture include rainwater harvesting and watershed management. This involves building small check dams which lead to an increase in underground water levels. Isn't it? These kind of a dams and all, what happen, the water will start to penetrate to the deeper parts, and thereby underground water also will start to increase. The check dams stop the rainwater from flowing away and also reduces soil erosion. You all know, if there is no dams, means the water will start simply run off here and there, and along with the water, thereby what happen, you can see, that is soil also will start to run off, and thereby what happen, you can see, that is the water will start to flow along with the soil, and soil erosion will take place. Cropping patterns. Different ways of growing crops can be used to give maximum benefit. Mixed cropping is growing two or more crops simultaneously on the same piece of land. That is, so on the same land, if two or more crops are grown on a same time, they are going to call it as mixed cropping. For example, wheat, gram, or wheat or mustard or groundnut or sunflower. So it will be helpful because if the grams are lost, means thereby what happens, wheat will hold the hand of a farmer. Like that, what happens, one or the other crops, what happen, will help the farmer to sustain in his life. This reduces risk and gives some assurance against failure of one of the crops. As I told, what happen if one crops failures, the another crops will hold the hands of a farmer. The crops are selected such that their nutrient requirements are different from each other. This ensures maximum utilization of the nutrients supplied and also prevents pests and disease from spreading to all the plants belonging to one crop in a field. This way, both crops can give better returns. So hereby, different types of nutrients requires, means thereby what happens, a soil also will be getting benefited. And even if a type of a plant which is affected by certain disease, means what happen, we have to see that is another crop also will not be affected by that kind of a disease. By seeing those kind of crops, what happen, we have to select the plants and we have to go for which one, that is a number of cropping patterns. This is intercropic. In this one you can see that is number of types of plants, that is in the same field the different types of plants are grown hereby you can see. So thereby what happens, it will ensures the number of field, that is crop, which will be helpful for a farmer to increase, or even there will be no loss can be seen to certain extent in the farmer. So intercropping is growing two or more crops simultaneously on the same field in a definite pattern. For example, so here a few rows of one crop alternate with a few rows of another crop. For example, soya bean plus maize or finger millet with the cowpea. So thereby what happened, we can see at the same time number of different crops are grown. Crop protection management. Field crops are infested by a large number of weeds, insect, pests, and even diseases. So the crops which we are going to grow, it has to be kept for a longer time, means we have to keep it away from these number of weeds, insect, and even pests. If weeds and pests are not controlled at appropriate time, thereby what happen, damages for the crops we can see, and the crop which has been grown for the whole year will be lost. Weeds are nothing but unwanted plants in the cultivation field. So you all know these weeds are going to compete for the food and even for the water and even for the sunlight, isn't it? For example, that is xanthium and parthenium, and even that is cypernus rotundus. So they compete for the food, that is whatever may be the weeds which are present, they are going to compete for the food, space and sunlight with the crops which we are going to grow. Weeds take up nutrients and reduce the growth of the crop. So thereby if the nutrients are not supplied for the crops, thereby what happens, crops will lose all the nutrients and thereby no proper growth can be seen. But the weeds, what happen, will utilize maximum amount of nutrients and they will be a healthier one. Therefore, removal of weeds from cultivated fields during early stages of crop growth is essential for a good harvest. So that is why what happen, before the crop starts to develop, what happen, they are going to remove the weeds, and during the cultivation also what happen, the unwanted plants which are present, they are going to remove it as early as possible for the good result. Generally, insect pests attack the plants in three ways. They cut the root, stem, and even leaf. They suck the cell sap from various parts of the plant. When the cell sap has been sucked, means thereby what happens, all the nutrients will be lost from the plants and the plant will start to die. They bore into stem and fruits. When they bore, means even there also nutrients are sucked. Thus, they affect the health of the crops and reduce yields. Diseases in plants are caused by pathogens such as bacteria, fungi, and even viruses. These pathogens can be present in and transmitted through soil, water, and air. That is why what happens, before they start to cultivate, what happens, the soil will be exposed to which one, for the sun rays. So thereby if any number of insects which are present, whenever exposed to sun rays, thereby these insects, what happen, they are being killed. Weeds, insects, and disease can be controlled by various methods. One of the most commonly used methods is the use of which one? Pesticides, which include herbicide, insecticides, and fungicides. These chemicals are sprayed on the crops or used for treating seeds and soils. However, excessive use of these chemicals create problems since they can be poisonous to many plant and animal species and cause environment pollution. So these number of pesticides which we are using, whenever they are sprayed, thereby what happens? Whenever it is used in excess, these number of pesticides or insecticides, what happens? They start to retain on the soil and even on the leaves of our plants. So thus what happens? The nutrients and even organisms present in the soil, not only the waste organism along with the useful microorganisms like what happened, rhizobium and all, what happened, or the earthworm and all, will start to die. Whenever these are not there in the soil, means soil loses its fertility, and more amount of fertilizers or chemical fertility things which we are sprayed on our leaves, means thereby what happens? It leads for the biomagnification. We have already seen that is biomagnification is nothing but the concentration of toxic like these substances are increasing in the tissues or cells of any organism. Thus, so even it is having a number of problems on the health of humans and even on our plants. Weed control method also include mechanical remove. So through the hand picking or through other kind of instruments we can remove. Preventive methods such as proper seed breed preparation, timely sowing of crops, intercropping and crop rotation also will help to weed control, because a number of crops are we are going to have a mixed cropping and all, thereby what happens? Weeds cannot be easily grown by this time. Some other preventive measures against our pests are use of resistant varieties, that is hybrid varieties which are very resistant to which one? That is a number of pests. And summer plowing, in which fields are plowed deeper in summer to destroy weeds and pests. As I already told, by the time whenever we are going to plow, the lower side of a soil, what happens? To comes up to the upper side. Thereby, if any number of microorganism or any other insects which are present, they are exposed to the sunlight, and therefore what happens? The soil will be killing the number of these insects through the sunlight. Next we are having is storage of grains. After cultivating or after harvesting, we have to store the food for a longer time. Storage losses in agriculture produce can be very high. Factors responsible for such losses are biotic and abiotic factors also. Biotic factors like insect, rodents, fungi, mites and bacteria, and abiotic are nothing but inappropriate moisture and temperature will be there. So thereby whenever for the storage of grains, if any other insects like rodents, insects and all enter, means what happen? They will start to eat up those number of food grains. By the time whenever they eat, what happen? They eat half number of foods, and thereby fecus also will be retained in the food grains, and thereby the weight of the food also what happen? Will be reduced. Apart from that, appropriate place also, because whenever if the food is stored, and by the time of food is stored, if there is a rain comes and more number of moisture content are there, by what happen? The food grains will start to absorb these moisture, and once again what happen? There also the food will start to germinate, and thereby what happen? It cannot be stored for a longer time. These factors cause degradation in the quality of a food and even loss in weight. Apart from that, poor germinability and discoloration of produce, and all leading to the poor marketability. So all not only marketability, it may not be able for a person to eat those, because loss of nutrients and inappropriate amount of nutrients in those, what happen? Will be leading for the loss of a farmer. These factors can be controlled by proper treatment and systematic management of water houses. So what are those? So before we store the food, what happens? We must see that is the food has to be kept for a longer time, not for a shorter time, so that the room has to be fumigated first. They include strict cleaning of the produce before storage, proper drying of the produce first in sunlight and then in shade, fumigation using chemicals and can kill pests. So that telling, before we keep it in a room, it has to be seen that no other holes are there or no other rain or water enters to that one, and it has to be fumigated so that no other microorganisms will enter the room, so that it will not affect the food. Thus, so not only the growing of food is important, even the storage of food is also very important for a farmer, because the farmer who has been cultivated the food for a whole year, what happens if it is not kept at a proper time or a proper place, thereby what happen, you can see that is he will be facing number of problems, and it will lead that is for the loss of food material, so that no one will be able to reach that food for at a right time, and even there will be a huge loss. Thank you.